What is going on? We are live, back at it once again, Monday, February 1st, 2021. Happy Black History Month. Let's get into it. Title of the video: Don't let the things that you own you. What does that mean? Well, basically, we're going to take a deep dive into a few things. We're going to talk about materialism, we're going to talk about success, and success, I believe, is objective. So I'm just gonna talk about a little bit of what I believe success is, in my opinion, and then we're gonna talk about how sometimes success and materialism gets weaved, intertwined. So, without any further ado, let's get started with topic number one: intrinsic desire versus extrinsic desire. Now, what's the difference? Intrinsic desire, if you think about it, internal, external. Intrinsic desire is simply the desire that you have that comes from within. Now, in terms of desires and success, I'm talking about things that you might be passionate in, and you can take this way back to childhood and adolescence. There's plenty of things that we love to do that turned us on intellectually, physically, and just we just had a nagging desire to learn more or even try, to do it. The beauty of being young and having intrinsic desire, also, let me add, having intrinsic desires and then having parents that are open to letting you try things that you want to try. See, the beauty of being young is that a lot of times when you're young enough, the desire, oh, I'm sorry, not desire, the fear of failing is sometimes not there to prohibit the attempt. Sometimes we just go for things and we just try it. And if we fail, you fail. And that's the beauty of intrinsic desire, especially when you're younger, because it comes from within. You try it, maybe you're good at it, maybe you're not, but you're still, like, when you don't have that fear of failure, even if you do fail, a lot of times you may keep trying and trying and getting better and better. Now, extrinsic desire, this happens, I believe, especially in the Western world, I believe this starts to take place more into our early to later adolescence. And I think most of the time our extrinsic desires come from those closest to us. So in a lot of cases, it's going to be our parents. And it may not be things that we particularly desire to do or want to be, but our parents think that it's the best for us. And sometimes we fall down that rabbit hole of, well, my parents were here before me, they must know best. And that's true. They may know some things better than you, but there's one thing on this earth that they don't know better than you, and that's how to be you. In order to figure out how to be you, you have to know what makes you tick for you. So we're going to start off with this topic: intrinsic and extrinsic desires, because I believe that this is the foundation of success or lack thereof. And once again, as I said at the top, success can be objective. So you can feel successful. You may have chosen the road of intrinsic desire, and you may be phenomenal at what it is that you do. But because you chose the road of intrinsic desire and maybe neglected what your mom wanted you to do, your dad wanted you to do, your spouse wanted you to do, they may not see you as successful. But what matters the most? See, this is what you have to ask yourself. Whose opinion of success matters the most? I would argue that if I'm talking about myself, my opinion of success matters most to me. If I feel that I am successful, then that's what matters to me. If I feel that I'm falling short of success, That's what matters to me. See, sometimes let's flip it. Sometimes you may be successful in the extrinsic. You may be successful in the outside world, the eyes of others, because you're doing what they wanted you to do. And you might do that well. You may be the type of person that just does things well, whether you want to do them or not. So you decide to take the road of people pleasing and pleasing others outside of you. So you became successful in the extrinsic, but there's a void inside. Something's missing inside. I would argue that maybe that's not success. Yeah, you might have the worldly successes that come with pleasing other people. You may have finance, you may have material, you may have love and adoration externally. But what is all of that love and adoration without the love from within? I call that incomplete love. So I would say that maybe that person is not so successful. But we'll leave that to you to judge. Next topic. Now, speaking of what you believe and what others believe, intrinsic, extrinsic, I want to ask you this question just for a few seconds. Think of a few things in life that you must have that you feel that you cannot do without. I'll give you a few seconds. All right, that was about 5 seconds. Enough time for a few things to pop into your head, I would imagine. Now, I'm going to take this in a slightly different direction. Some of you, not all, some of you may be thinking like the same way I think. Some of you may think a little bit differently than I think. Some of you may have thought, what are some things I can do that I can't do without? Well, I can't do without my car. I can't do without my clothes. I can't do without this Roku or this Fire Stick. I can't do without X, Y, and Z. See, the first things that you may have thought about may have been materialistic things. I would argue that just a few things off the top of my head that I can't live without would be maybe food and water. You know, I would say shelter, but if you know anything about the Western world, and probably, I mean, we know about third world countries and all. So shelter, there's a lot of people doing without that. You know, it may not be the best circumstance, but there's a lot of people doing without shelter. But I would argue that food and water would be crucial. Now, is some of the things that you thought about, are those wrong? No. I mean, those are things that you can't live without. But think about this. What if you had all those things and in exchange you had to give up food and water? Somebody said you can have every and anything that you desire in exchange for food and water. Well, how long do you think you're going to survive with all those things that you desire? That was pretty short to the point. Next topic. Success being measured by position and title. Now, I'm not the most worldly creature, but I do know the American society. And position and title, I believe a lot of people in our country believe that success is measured based upon these things. You know, CEO, right? You're the president, CFO, you know, all those titles that are important to that company, right? But how important is that to creating a better world? You know, I mean, it depends on the company, obviously. But if we're just talking about straight capitalist commerce, well, okay, I guess you're providing goods and services, but people have to buy those goods and services, so it's not like you're giving them away for free. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, you have that title, and some people had to go to school for a number of years to even be deemed qualified to get those positions. So when they started making that little bit of paper, they're paying off that paper, or for that paper that they got when they crossed the podium and somebody said that they were the smartest people in the world. Now, the great Kanye West once said, you could graduate and still be stupid. Or something like that. He said something along those lines, and that's absolutely true. You can have all the book smarts in the world and be worldly dumb. Or there's some people that coasted their way through school that may have had other people do work for them. We're not even going to talk about that. So like you can definitely walk away with a piece of paper that says that you're somebody and not really be successful. It's food for thought. Next topic. Now this is huge in the Western world and America specifically. Success being measured by materialistic or possessions. Material or possessions. Now, when you turn on this beautiful platform we call YouTube, and you get these guys charging you 10 grand for 2-3 hours, give you a seminar on how to be the best you they can make you. They're gonna teach you how to be the best you that you can be. And first thing you see, 25-room mansion, all the Bentleys and Ferraris and X, Y's, and Z's, right? Now, that I don't fault them for that, because what that is doing, especially in the Western world, is your subconscious sees these pictures and these images, and for years and years and years, it's been implanted into your subconscious mind that these are images of success. Success, right? So when I tell you I'm going to make you the best version of you, and I have all these things in my background, you believe it. You don't, you how could you not? Your subconscious mind is going to tell you you have to believe that, because these are the seeds that have been planted for years. This is success. You're looking at it, right? And maybe so. I mean, maybe that's monetary success. Maybe that's material success, right? But I go back to what I said at the top of the show. What is that doing for you internally? Now, if you can have those things, still look in the mirror every day and love yourself and not forget who you are, because that's key, man. I feel like, now, I've never been rich, so I can't tell you firsthand, but I feel that it can be easy to identify yourself at some point when you're looking in the mirror, because you may have had to morph into things that don't even resonate to you to get that success. And I have to ask you to ask yourself, is that truly success? If you have to forget who you are to get those things, is that truly success? And I know I'm not saying everybody that's successful has to sell their soul and give up themselves. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you had to, and then flash forward 5-10 years and you got all this stuff and you look in the mirror and you're like, what is going on? Is that success? I'll leave that out there. That's a rhetorical question for you to think about. See, all these things I'm giving you, it's just information for you to take back when you finish watching this and just think to yourself, because in this world that we live in right now, this Amazon Prime instant gratification world, we look and lean on external sources to give us the answers. When I tell you this, you may not even believe it. A lot of answers that you want and desire are within yourself. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to get a nudge or a boost or even sometimes a kick in the pants from an outside source. That does not hurt. But to lean on outside sources like a crutch or a cane, looking for a handout, hand me the information. A lot of people that have become successful, they found resources and then they applied their own ways to it to get to where they were. They didn't get a handout. I'm not saying everybody. Some people may have gotten handouts, but the vast majority of success and maintainable success comes from being able to find a model, whatever it is you want to do in life. Find a model. Try to replicate the model. And then once you learn how to replicate the model, Don't try to reinvent it. You see, success doesn't need to be reinvented because it's already been proven. So don't try to reinvent it. Just try to put your own persona onto it because that's what's going to make it authentic. If you just go and replicate, or I'm sorry, regurgitate somebody else's success, eventually it's gonna dwindle because people are gonna start to look at you and they're not gonna see you eventually. Like you're gonna disappear because you've taken on the persona of someone else by just regurgitating their road to success without putting your own spin onto it. The beauty of this life is that there's nothing new under the sun, but we're all individuals and we all have our own twist. We all have our own quirks. And that's what makes things seem new. It's not that the idea is new, it's just that the person that's conveying the idea to you is new. And therefore the information just seems new, but it's the same. It's just coming from a different angle. That's the beauty of this life. That's success. All you have to do is, like, those of you, myself included, because I'm not going to sit here and play the same. I looked over on some tests back in my day to get some answers. That's not always the best thing to do if any kids is watching this, because they might be getting it wrong too. So, but anyway, if that's your style, like if your style is, like, I'm a coast and see if I can find something that works and then do it myself, that you ahead of the game. You one step ahead of the game. All you got to do is do that and then figure out a way to put your own personality to it. And then it'll seem so brand new. Everybody think you made it up. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of life. That's success. And then you don't lose yourself. You put your personality to it. So now when you look in the mirror, like I said in that example at the top of the show, you look in the mirror and you never lost yourself. Yeah, you might have this and that, and these little things that might make you feel good because they're, I can afford it, right? I couldn't afford it when I was a kid, and I always admired it, but now I can afford it. But when you look in the mirror, you didn't have to sell yourself or lose yourself to get it. That's success. It's not the material. The material is the cherry on top. The success is making it, right? Do that thing that you saw. All right, let me bring it back. Let me get myself in check. Success is when you had a plan, you saw it. You may not have known how to put it together yet. So then you went out and you looked at material and you followed those steps placed down before you. You followed them and you put your own personality and your own spin onto it. And then you were able to replicate that success, but you were able to do it your way. You saw it from the beginning to the end. You didn't fail. You succeeded. Congratulations. That's success. And then I got one more thing for you. This is a bonus. This is for those of you in the manosphere getting that red pill knowledge. There's some guys out there that believe that the only way you can be attractive is to be successful. Now let's bring it up. Like I told you, nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. We're gonna bring it right back to this conversation, to the top. What is your definition of success? Your definition of success. You see, if you're looking to be successful extrinsically, based on other people's ideology of what success is, and you haven't hit that mark, then you're not going to be successful because that's what you believe success is, and you haven't hit it. So you're not going to be successful. Now, guess what happens when we feel that we're not successful? You see, the attraction or lack thereof has nothing to do with success or failure. There are a lot of cats out there that are attractive that are not successful. I'll repeat, just in case you missed it. There are a lot of cats out there that are attractive to women or whoever they're attracting that are not successful. the thing is, you see, when you believe in something, this is where we go back to the intrinsic desire. You believe in something and you have a plan for your life. You go and get the materials and you learn what you need to learn. Once again, we're going back to that model. You get the materials, you follow the steps of those that came before you. You put your own personality and your own spin to it. You see how this is all? You see how I repeated that? Because this is success. And you put your own spin to it, right? And then you get the accolades, the awards, the finance, whatever it is, right? You get whatever that comes with it. You get that, right? Guess what else you get? You get this confidence that cannot be faked. That's the type of confidence that cannot be faked, because everything that you did from start to finish was what you wanted to do. You did what you wanted to do, and you, in your eyes, became successful at it. Now, a woman that's just meeting you for the first time has no idea what you do unless you tell her, which is not really masculine, but I'm talking that's another video. But unless you tell her what you do, or maybe she asked and you tell her, okay, now she knows what you do. She has no idea at first sight if you're attractive. I mean, if you're successful or not. She knows that she's attracted to you. And why is she attracted to you? Because you have this internal confidence that cannot be faked. That confidence that you get from doing what you want to do and being successful at what you want to do cannot be faked. It cannot be taught. It cannot be pickup artist taught. It cannot be sold to you for $10,000 an hour. It cannot be faked. That type of confidence is what is attractive. Okay? So, is success necessary to be attractive? Yes and no, right? The type of success that you're thinking about is not necessary to be attractive. The extrinsic success, I got the $125,000 car success, I got the $500,000 house success, I wear a bunch of chains, I look like a 80s or 70s mob boss success. You don't need that to be attractive. You need the type of success. You need this type of success. You need a success that comes from choosing the path, doing the work, and succeeding in that. And there's no way that if you do that, there's no way you're not going to be confident in yourself. And the real confidence, not the walk around with my chest poked down and my shoulders out. I'm in the gym, and I'm not picking on nobody because I'm in the gym all the time. I walk around with my chest poked out. That's because I work out. Right? It's not because I do it because I'm trying to be somebody. you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's not what makes you attractive. The thing about me is I believe in myself. You know, I believe when I succeed, I believe when I fail. Because when I fail, it's not a loss. When I fail, I'm going to go back. I'm going to look at where I failed and what I can do in that failure to be better next time so that I don't fail. And if I do fail, then I was a little bit better than the last time I failed. That's what makes me confident. That's what makes me believe in myself. I believe in myself. I mean, that's what makes me confident. If you don't believe in yourself, that's not attractive. Some guys, now trust me, I've been down this road before. Now I was always taught, and I'm gonna end it with this because we're hitting 25 minutes. I know myself included, we don't have a lot of attention span these days. I was always taught to look somebody in the eye. If you can look somebody in the eye, you can tell what their thoughts are. You can tell who has the upper hand in the situation, because a lot of people can't make and maintain eye contact. So that's attractive, but no, that's for another video too. Now, and I had this problem years ago too. Some of you can't even go into the bathroom and look in the mirror and look yourself in the eye for longer than 3 seconds because you're not confident enough. If you can't look yourself in the eye for more than 3 seconds, how you gonna look another man in the eye? The minute you look down and that man is looking at you or looking through you, he's the alpha, you the beta. And I'm not talking about the whole alpha, beta, something, all that. I'm just saying just roles in that time and space, you know? And everybody around you knows that if something happens, if the building catches on fire, somebody starts shooting, I'm gonna go behind this man right here because he seems like a man, and this guy right here seems like a follower. So it's all about being confident in yourself, and that confidence that you can't fake. And the more you can do that, the more of a leader you become. The more of a leader you become as a man, the more attractive you're gonna be to the opposite sex. I'm gonna end it, man. That's stuff for another video. So remember, success, the definition of success comes from within yourself. Your definition of success should not be my definition of success, and vice versa. It shouldn't be your mom's definition. It shouldn't be your dad's definition. It shouldn't be your spouse's definition. Success is personal to yourself. Figure, if you don't know yet, and men, I see a lot of young guys out here, early 20s, mid 20s, and I've been there. I know. You think because the way this world is designed, with this fast paced, get it now, on demand, you think that that's how life is supposed to work. You think that I'm supposed to have it all figured out by 25. I got a newsflash for you. Most men hit the prime, not even the prime. You start hitting your stride in life at 35. It was something in me that clicked when I turned 35. I'm only a year over 35. I'm 36 now. But there was something that inside me that just clicked and just made me, I can't even explain it, but it was just like, I don't care anymore. You know what I'm saying? And not in a bad way. It's just like, I don't care. I don't care what you think about me, you know? And that goes for everybody. That goes for your mom, your wife. It's like, I don't care, and I'm not, like I said, not in a mean or a rude way. It's just that I have to do what I've been put on this earth to do. And I don't even know what that is yet. I'm still searching. But where am I going to find that? I'm not going to find that for my wife. I'm not going to find that from my mom. That comes from within. My journey comes from within, just like your journey comes from within. So, as always, if this wasn't for you, and I believe there was probably something in here that was, but if it wasn't for you, share it with somebody that needs this. I know you know at least 5 people that need this. I got to up the ante on this one. This is some good stuff right here. If I do say so myself, I don't like tooting my own horn. Share this with at least 5 people you know, because they need it. Like the first 5 people that come to your mind, just share the link, because God is telling you they need it. This is real stuff right here. There's too many people in the world thinking that success is measured based on what everybody outside of them thinks. And that's why there's so much of a lack of success in this world, because everybody's trying to be successful to somebody else or everybody else except themselves. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You don't have to do any of that, right? I would appreciate if you did it. And I would appreciate if you subscribe, hit the bell notification, right? Because this live thing is my thing. I love it. So if you want to catch me live, hit the bell notification. You'll get notified. You can catch me live. Then we can start having dialogues, because everybody's not going to agree with what I say. And that's cool, because I'm confident in myself, and I'm confident enough to know that everybody's not going to agree. I'm not going to hate them and bash them because they don't agree with me. I might learn something from them. They might learn something from me. That's the way the world was supposed to be. That's the way it was designed. We're supposed to be bartering, trading, and sharing information. I'm no better than you. You're no better than me. Be blessed.